What about in a death penalty scenario?
Yeah,
like,
there's
somebody who has
here we
done
go.
something wrong.
So I was reading. This is a cool story for not cool story. It's fucked up. Oh God, I'm going to hell. Okay, so I was reading this story. There's an individual. I didn't really read the crime that he committed, like what his charges were, or what he was,
accused
sentenced for.
Yeah.
But he requested the death penalty,
Well, there used to
and
be.
the judge gave it to him.
Well, in the past, there
She's like,
used
"You
to be
sure you want me to do this?" And he's like, "100%."
Wow.
Yeah.
But I mean, before in
That's
the past,
I think it might have been last year. It's pretty recent.
Really?
Yeah, I was reading about it. I have to.
So what happens if he had second thoughts on that?
Yeah. Like it's
He could
too
probably.
late.
Nah, I mean, he could probably because they still on death row for quite some
Years.
time.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes they do.
Yeah.
A lot of times they do.
I don't know where
Sometimes
I
they
was reading.
don't. Sometimes it's a year later.
Yeah. The inmate. I was reading.
He might be able to
somewhere-
appeal that though if he changes his mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because you can appeal death penalty. I feel like that's why a lot of them take years because he just keeps appealing it and they keep setting the
Yeah.
court dates.
Yeah.
But death penalty, all for it.
All for it. Me too.
All for it.
100%.
Depends on the crime.
Depends on the crime.
If
But
you
if
murder
it's-
somebody,
you
you
don't
signed away
deserve-
your right to
Yeah.
life.
you ruined that person's life. You ended your life. Why should you be able to live out
You
your
took
life?
away that person's chance to live. We
Now,
take
I
away
believe.
yours.
I'm not saying I believe in necessary evil. Like I believe in killing for just reasons. But
Oh, I'm not talking. We're not talking about that.
I know. But I'm just saying, like,
But the repercussions for that are still the same as whether you're just
Yeah.
killing
yeah, but
menacingly.
like, especially with like Dahmer or fucking John Wayne Gacy and fucking Ted Bundy, all those dudes deserve what coming to them. Like people like on that level, like serial killer, they deserve the death penalty.
Hey man,
But in,
Casey Anthony.
yeah, oh my god, don't even get me started.
Lack
with
of evidence
Casey.
and mental insanity.
Literally.
She gets walking free. Dope. There should be a whole place for, you know what? If she's that mentally insane where she's just killing
She
kids,
should be
drowning
in
kids
an
and
insane
stuff,
asylum.
we
I
take him
think-
to an asylum and we say, this one killed her kids. And you know what? Okay, fine. They take her out back and they fucking euthanize her.
I think that if there's any like lack of evidence or any like doubt at all, you should not put somebody to death. Like any
Casey Anthony killed her
doubt.
kids.
If there's any
She
doubt,
pled mental
if there's
insanity.
any okay, but I'm saying if there's any doubt at all, you should not put somebody to death because people can be wrong and you're judging somebody else's life. And I'm not really
Not today,
I'm
back
not-
then.
If you
Back
get caught for doing something like the dude who shot that school up, where was it, Florida?
There's a
There's
couple.
Just
Yeah.
recently.
Well,
But
there's
he
been
Florida.
got caught. He got caught like right
Yeah.
then and there, and they handcuffed him.
Well, actually, he made it like 2
There-
miles.
I don't think there should be any court date for that. That dude should be
Gunned down.
immediately like put to death.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh hell yeah.
Like that boy who shot up that church, the black church
and
down
he's
south.
sitting in jail right now.
He's on death row.
Is he
should
on
be-
death row?
Yeah,
shouldn't
he
even be
got
sitting there.
sentenced.
If you get caught,
He's
they
19.
caught that kid in the act. You get caught in the act doing that shit, you should be done for. There's no mental insanity.
yeah,
There's
he's-
no nothing. You
He
should
got
be
the
done
death
for.
penalty.
What about
he's gonna
with
die.
kid killers? Like I was just reading a couple articles on Facebook.
Children
last
who
night.
kill people?
Yeah, like I read an article like this two boys, like I don't know their names, but they led a 2-year-old out of a parking lot and tortured him for like a couple hours, like put paint in his eye, dropped him on his head, and
Institutionalized till 18 years of age and then
I'm-
put to death.
Yeah,
Yep.
yeah. But I mean, like obviously, like if you were doing that shit as a kid, like you're gonna do it again.
Yeah.
You right, like
You're just going to have more time
it's
to
like the
prepare.
signs of a serial killer. Like
Yeah.
Jeffrey Dahmer growing up was torturing animals and killing animals.
Institutionalized till 18 years of age and then
I don't know, man.
put to death.
I don't know.
What do you do with those people?
I have a really hard time not being for abortion, but being for the death penalty. Life is precious. I think that in very specific cases.
So you just want them to sit in
I
prison?
think that in very specific, like you
Our
said. Okay,
tax
so you say
money.
institutionalized until 18, and then put to death. It's not 100%.
They're not gonna put 'em back out in society.
No. But
They
it's,
murdered
it's
somebody.
Not 100% that kid's fault all the time. Like, do you know where that? Like, we don't know what that. You could have shitty ass parents that fucking don't do. Those parents.
Yeah,
should
but
be
here's the
punished
thing,
for
here's
that.
the thing.
Not. And
Here's
then
the
that
thing.
kid needs to be put in rehabilitation and watched closely
But
and made sure that he's
there's-
good. And if
So-
not, then he can sit and stay. But I mean, you don't know.
So if say if
It's
so
so
if a
hard to-
13-year-old kills somebody, you're
Kill-
gonna
like,
trust
out of cold
you're
blood.
gonna put him into rehabilitation and then put him back in society and hope that he doesn't do it again. Is that what you're gonna do? I'm not gonna. If I'm a government, I'm not taking that risk. I'm not risking him killing somebody else.
Well, that's
Sorry.
what happened. Like I
I'm
was
talking
reading
about
a,
it like a really
I was-
young age.
No, but I was reading a
Like
report
13?
of two
8?
kids.
13's not 13. You've kind of grown up and you've been like you've seen enough to be
Okay,
able to
so
know
8 years
right
old.
from wrong.
Okay, so 8 years old.
8 years old, 7 years old.
If you have the
that's-
mentality to kill somebody at the age of 8,
It's
imagine what your
gonna
mentality is going to be.
manifest into something
10 years
worse,
later.
I think. No, but I was reading those articles, and two of those kids, one of them, they killed someone, like brutal, like murder, and they got out on probation. And one of the kids was arrested for having abusive. It was the same kids that killed that 2-year-old. Now that I'm remembering, one of the kids, he's an adult now, and he got arrested for having abusive child pornography on his computer.
There you go. People are they're viruses to society. You eliminate the virus.
Yeah.
It's in the way, like it might
I
not
guess-
sound.
I guess if you take a life, you should lose your life. If you purposely take a life, like I'm not talking about in self-defense or anything.
No,
If you go
no.
out and
Clearly.
you murder somebody, like that was your goal to do, then I guess you take a life, you lose your
You
life.
planned it out.
That's my full
First degree
opinion.
murder.
Yeah, I guess that's kind of. It's just hard for me to kind of process that thought because I feel like life is precious, and in certain cases,
You have
it's
the
just
right to
really-
life.
it's
Yeah.
just
But if
really
you
hard.
steal away somebody's rights
you
to
lose
life,
your life to your
you lose your right
to your
own
life.
life.
Yeah, exactly. And that's I firmly believe in that because it's like,
Life is everybody's freedom. You take away somebody else's freedom to live,
then why should you have your freedom to live?
then you just turned your card in. That was it.
Yeah, that's it.
See
Yeah.
ya.
That's it. Like the death penalty, I believe. I
Almost. There's
there's-
Maryland. Doesn't Maryland have death penalty?
I think I don't know.
Like
Okay, so you're
Maryland's very
talking about taking
democratic
it.
with that shit.
What?
What?
Go ahead.
So you're talking about taking life away, then you lose your card to life.
Yeah,
So what about like abortions?
that's not the same premise though.
I
not.
know, but
It's
you're still
not.
taking life away. What you don't think?
No,
that,
we're talking about like fucking premeditated.
You know, a lot
You
of
thought
states that
that
unborn
shit.
children are
Like-
considered human beings.
Like
yeah.
the BTK killer.
Like there was a woman who was pregnant and some lady stabbed her in the stomach and killed the baby.
Oh,
but
yeah.
she couldn't get tried. It was like 8 months along. She
Yeah.
couldn't get tried for murder on the baby because the state that they lived in didn't consider that baby a person yet.
You killed a
Yeah.
fucking child.
But they don't consider it that
That's
way.
fucked up.
She
No,
could only get for she couldn't get her for murder. She could only get her for like
manslaughter. Or
I don't know.
something
slot.
stupid.
No, not even that. The
Not
baby
even
was completely out.
manslaughter.
Yeah, because the state did not account the unborn baby as
What the fuck?
my view
human
is
being.
life is precious, so that's why I'm not for abortions. And like I said, my view of life, it's precious. So
Well, of course.
so taking somebody's life, there's got to be like drastic causes to take somebody's life.
No, not even like causes to make dude.
death.
Dude, the BTK killer. This dude.
That's drastic causes.
What do
That's,
you mean?
They did something drastic
Oh,
for you to
I
take their
thought
life.
you were talking about like something.
Well, like I understand.
caused them to do like.
But you get these murderers who go out and kill people and then they just sit in jail for
yeah, their
those
entire
And live
people,
to be
those
90.
people, I think that they shouldn't have their right to life.
No.
You take them out back
But
and
there's
do what
stuff
you need
that,
to.
like-
Yeah.
Down and dirty. I mean, isn't this
It's like fucked up. Like what? I'm going back to
it's
the
logic over emotion?
Yeah, and it's like.
So what
people-
about like a rapist?
That's. I feel
Castration.
like castration. Yeah, something more.
Take away his ability.
The punishment should
Chemical
fit
castration.
the crime.
Yeah.
The punishment should fit the crime.
He didn't kill anybody, but he
Definitely shouldn't deserve the right to have sex with anybody again.
Yep, chemical castration for.
Oh my god, that
That's
would hurt.
okay, I guess.
I mean, you're a fucking rapist, dude. Like
Yeah,
a
you-
serial
Well, what you
rapist.
just-
Rapist
said-
gets
you
out of
said-
jail.
And
What do you think
rapes
he's gonna
again?
do?
He's gonna
This
think
is what it
about
comes
raping
down
again.
to. Somebody kills somebody. Jail is supposed to be
We're
for
just kind of
rehabilitation.
looking at hand.
But
in
you take a
hand.
murderer, put him in jail to rehabilitate him,
But that's a
and then
problem.
send him back
with
out into society.
It's not
But
gonna
that's
happen.
the problem with our system right now is our jails and prisons they're not for rehabilitation.
No,
They're
they're
for
not.
Yeah,
imprisonment,
people are sitting
and
there
it
for
makes it
life
worse.
and stuff. It's because we don't have death penalties.
We don't have the right services to rehabilitate.
How
these
you
people.
supposed to
Have you ever seen in Switzerland
There's
like
a lot of these.
prison? I don't know if it's Switzerland or
It's
Yeah,
one of those-
Sweden
the-
and shit.
the
They're like,
prisons are like fucking houses, and
Yeah.
they teach these people, and they try and get them like they literally are trying.
But-
Our
Are these
prisons,
murderers,
our
though?
prisons
I don't
are
think
not,
they're.
I don't
think
think
they're
it's
minor.
killers.
Our prisons are not set that way.
I don't.
I think those. The
Okay,
prisons you're
but even
talking
our
about-
prisons right now, if you're selling cocaine,
Well, we're
you're
talking
gonna
about-
go to prisons and
We're
you're gonna
talking
link
about
up.
serial
You're gonna link
killers,
up with
dude.
other
Yeah,
people.
we weren't talking about drugs.
Yeah,
That's
But
different.
I know,
Yeah,
I'm
you're
just
right.
saying
Yeah.
that our prisons are not set for. You said rehabilitation. I said our prisons
that's
are
what
not
they're
set
for,
for
but not for
rehabilitation.
murderers.
Yeah, not for murderers.
That's
Like, I
what
believe
prisons are
there
supposed
should be
to
rehabilitations
You're
for
right.
like people, drug dealers. Be like, hey, there's something better out there than going to the streets and dealing drugs. That's not your sole sense of income. There's other pathways. I believe in
Yeah,
rehabilitation.
that needs to be fixed for sure.
Yeah, but like for someone that's a fucking serial killer,
I'm talking about death
premeditated
penalty.
murder and shit, like you thought about it, you planned it out, you stalked your victim, and then you fucking attacked.
Yep.
That shit should not. You can't be rehabilitated. From that.
Even if like it didn't go how you planned it, right? Because you do have like second and third degree. What's second degree is
I think like in
third
the,
degree is when you go there with not intending to kill them,
and
but it
you end
happens
up
anyways,
killing them.
right? Isn't that what
Yeah,
third degree
I'm
murder
pretty
is?
sure. Let me look.
So what's
up.
second degree
Let me
murder?
look up. Second.
First degree is premeditated. You went there with the intention to kill him.
Yep.
Third degree is you didn't have the intention to kill him, but you ended up doing it anyways. I want to know what second degree means.
Looking up right now.
I think all three.
Okay, so second degree murder, any intentional murder without malice or
A
thought
forethought.
for it. Yeah.
So you just
Involuntary manslaughter, a
Not
killing that stems from a
premeditated.
lack of intention to cause death, but involving an intentional or negligent act leading to
So
death.
I guess like if you get into a fist fight and you beat the person so fucking bad they end up dying.
that's second degree.
I guess.
Yeah.
Well, what's third degree then?
Third, Pennsylvania law defines third-degree murder as a murder which is neither a first-degree murder, criminal homicide committed by an intention of killing, and then nor second-degree murder, which we just explained. So I guess I don't know what is third degree like. I don't. It didn't give me a.
I guess manslaughter then would like you
Well, I've
actually.
seen people get charged for first, second, and third.
Yeah,
and
I
then
know.
manslaughter is a separate charge.
Yeah.
Manslaughter is accidentally killing somebody.
Yeah, like hitting someone with your car.
Yeah, because you didn't see them. You
No.
still get charged for
Or
manslaughter.
like if you get into a car accident and the person in the other car just ends up, passing away.
yeah, that's
So-
manslaughter and wrongful death.
Because it sounds like second degree is like you didn't have no intent of killing, but you
I thought
just-
that's what third degree
Yeah,
was.
that's what I'm
Honestly,
saying.
right now, there's literally nothing on third-degree murder, so that might
Yeah.
not even be a thing. It might just be manslaughter,
It might be.
like vehicular. I don't know. Like an accidental, like you weren't paying attention in
Yeah.
your car and you ran somebody over by accident. I guess that's what that
could be in the
would
same
be.
book, No, but
Like second degree is I guess you intended on like harming, but then you ended up killing somebody.
Yeah, like I said, you intended on beating the fuck out of this person.
Yeah.
But you beat them so bad they died.
yeah, and
you
that,
know.
yeah.
So
Yeah.
it's like you killed them, but you didn't plan it out.
First degree murder is you plan that shit out. You had
Yeah, it's
drawings
premeditated.
and notebooks and like
Well,
everything.
like
you
what
were,
I was
who
saying
they were
with the
gonna be.
BTK killer. The BTK killer, he was a family man, very involved in his community, like a fucking baseball coach, the head of his church, and he stalked his victims for days at a time and waited for them to come home and murdered them.
What do you do with like child predators, like predators?
Ooh, that's a.
What
I
do you
think
do
they
with
should
like molesters and child pornography?
kill them.
Well, that's what I
Kill
was
them.
kind of. That's what I was kind of talking about with the rape,
Or castrate
the
them.
rape thing. Like that's kind of where I was kind of going with that.
But
You
you
said
gotta-
castrate. Like,
But you got to be a pretty sadistic fuck to molest a child.
didn't they do like lobotomies on those people?
Lobotomy is
I
when
don't
you
know about
remove the
back
entire
then.
frontal lobe of your
Well,
brain.
Quick lobotomies is where they take
The ice
a
pick.
ballpoint
No,
and
are you
they
sure?
slam it into their temple
There was two different ways.
and
Yeah.
it redirects their brain.
Because I like Lore. It's a podcast called Lore, and he talked about like the doctor who created the lobotomy.
Yeah, I would imagine it changed
they-
over time. I
yeah.
watched lobotomy.
Yeah.
A recreated lobotomy. And
Yeah.
what they did was took like a more blunt, not like
It-
an ice pick, but
yeah.
they took
So,
it
like-
to the temple and took a hammer and just went boom.
So what's the
Damn.
purpose of it?
to
it do?
rewire your brain.
It doesn't
Makes
even
you like a
rewire.
vegetable,
Yeah,
kind of.
literally, it removes
Oh,
your entire
yeah.
frontal lobe,
Turns
all
you like a
emotional
vegetable.
gone.
Okay, well I don't know about turning them into a vegetable.
That's like
What do you
I
do
feel
with
like
it?
that's worse than
you gotta
death.
try and.
Because
You
they're not
gotta-
gonna survive in prison.
I guess you gotta
No.
you gotta try and rehabilitate those people. I guess
A
you
child
gotta
molester?
You have. I know it's hard,
Do
and
you
I'm not
trust
a father.
that
I'm not
send
a
them
father.
out?
Well, it's like a.
Like, okay, we did all the rehabilitation. He could have been
It's
faking
like
it
a
the whole way
drug
through.
Dealer.
But
It's
no,
the
it's
drug. Yes, it is
not.
because these people selling heroin and cocaine are intentionally doing that, and they know that this can fuck people. It can kill people, and our goal is to rehabilitate those people. So somebody going out and
Molesting a child
molesting a kid and
is
stuff,
way
that fucks
bigger.
that kid up.
This
Their
is this is
entire
this is
life.
this is the difference between the two is the people that use the drugs know damn well the
what the
consequences.
fuck they're
Yeah, I
getting
know. It's
into.
but it's
The
hard.
child did
Was
not do
innocent.
anything.
You took away that kid's innocence.
Well, then he should definitely be whoever he or she should definitely be punished for that crime. But death is not. I don't think death should be an option on
you
that. That's
ruined that
crazy.
fucking kid's life.
That's
Possibly turned him into a serial
that,
killer.
Yeah.
then that I think that those people should be put to a life of community service and making our place a better
No.
place. They should have to.
To me-
no, they should have to do what they can to repay their debts to society.
They're
and they should
scum
definitely,
of the earth and should fucking die. If you rape a fucking kid like a 2-year-old, there's been cases where
Yeah.
adult males rape a fucking 2-year-old.
Yeah, no, that's crazy.
Cause physical harm to that 2-year-old, possibly
Almost
killing
kills
them.
them, yeah.
Yeah, because their sexual
Yeah,
organs
that's
aren't
crazy.
developed.
Yeah,
So
I don't
that
know.
motherfucker should die. You
I
fucking
can't
raped
have
a 2-year-old.
an opinion. I can't have like a good opinion on death. It's just really hard.
Government might not kill him, but somebody's going
Someone's
to.
going to.
Someone's gonna kill him.
And I honestly believe, like,
Natural.
And again, I
order.
don't have a child, so like
I'm
Yeah,
not even talking
I mean,
about from a
if
father
somebody-
perspective. I'm
No,
just talking
I don't
about.
know how I would
it's
react
fucked
if
up.
how I would react. I mean, I'm sure I would be. Well, I definitely would be extremely.
You would want to
pissed.
kill the guy if someone raped
Not
your
necessarily.
daughter. I would.
Because there's fathers out there that it has happened to, and they've been pissed, but they're like they've forgiven them, and they even the victim, they've gone in and they've forgiven them, and
Nope.
they're. I
Yeah.
mean, what
That
happens if
shit.
somebody truly has honest regret for what they did to that person, and they literally want to better themselves, and they want to do everything that they can to repay what they did?
I'm sorry. I wouldn't have any remorse.
It's just.
I wouldn't. In that moment,
This is what it comes
you're-
down to is
You're a grown ass adult. You had your own fucking thoughts.
they're
You had
they're
your...
virtually like
Yeah.
a terror to society. So
Yeah.
you have to think, okay, am I gonna trust that this rehabilitation worked?
You're gonna put a lot of lives on the line.
A lot of lives,
That
a lot- you're gonna put a
But
lot
rehabilitation-
you
on
can
the
be a
line.
child molester at the age of 20, or I guess that, yeah, you would be a sex offender, like
Your
know,
entire
if
life.
but if you were like 20 years old and you had sex with a 16-year-old,
That's
technically
different.
That's
Different.
sex offender. They don't usually go to jail.
Yeah,
usually.
it's like because
because
of,
statute like what do you call it?
Statutory
Statutory
rape? Yeah.
that's parents.
yeah.
But I'm not saying that's right, but
I don't know.
it's a little bit different when it's like a
Yeah.
40-year-old man and a 1-year-old.
Because
you know,
you're a
little
fucking
boy or
40-year-old dude, and you know exactly what the fuck you're doing. You know, it's not like you have any sort of shit that was pushing you to fuck that 1-year-old.
It's sexual impulses.
Yeah, it's
that are
like it's
disgusting and
dark.
filthy.
It's morbid.
But it's like this. Okay, you can put
don't
them
get
in.
me wrong.
Put them in a
Just because I
rehabilitation.
don't want to kill these people doesn't mean that I think that it's okay.
Just think.
I think
what-
it's
just think
horrible.
about it.
Oh
You
yeah.
Put them in a rehabilitation. Say one of them does it, and they come to you, and they're like, "I want to, be rehabilitated. Let me do that."
But those dark urges
then all
will
of a
always
sudden-
be there. It's
and
like
then-
an addiction.
And then you put them through all the, like, say 2 years of rehabilitation, correct? He gets out. You release him back into society, and then he does it again. Guess what everybody in that neighborhood's going to say? Why the fuck did you let him out?
Yeah, and that's gonna be on that.
Why did you
dude's
let him
conscious.
out? Why did you let him out? Now he did it to
But
another
then
kid.
look at
Why
the
did you
other
let
way
him
around.
out?
Then there's going to be the same amount of people saying if he doesn't go and do it again, like say he had true honest intentions and he felt remorse and he literally wanted to do everything that he could to do what he did wrong.
But the
And
act that he committed was so devastating. It's
There's so
devastating
many-
to the
there's so
victim.
many
It's
different-
devastating to the neighborhood. It's devastating to a lot of more than people than just the victim. Mostly to the victim.
Yeah,
But
but
you
it
have to think
touches
like,
everybody.
way to go. The fucking crime you committed has now fucked you up for the rest of your life.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line. Sorry, we're not gonna hope to God
Yeah.
that you're gonna be honest when you get out, and hope that you don't do it. Because if you do it to another kid, everybody's gonna look at us, the fucking state, and be like, why the fuck would you let this guy back out into
Exactly.
society? Why would you do
Exactly.
that?
I just
You're
guess
putting
I can't
your
be
whole
the person.
fucking.
I guess I just can't be the person. I can't have that on me to be the person that decides whether this person should die or live.
I'm not talking about killing them now. I'm just talking about the rehabilitation. Would I kill them?
That's what I'm saying. I'm just saying I have such a hard time. I guess if it had to be that, it is that way with certain things. Like if I just can't be a part of that decision.
Luckily, there are people who can.
Yeah.
Personally, I would. I can't. Nope. If you're I view those people as scum of the earth, and there's a lot of evil in this world. A lot of fucking evil, and
You
I
gotta be
believe.
strong. Take care of the weak. I mean, that's
Yeah,
what it
and
comes
I
down
believe
to.
there's a lot of evil, and I can't like something that morbid and sadistic. I can't believe that could be rehabilitated. It's like an addiction.
It might be able to. There might be a small percentage where
There's
it could be,
certain
but I would not
scenarios.
trust the individual
ever.
being put
No.
back out into the streets. You just lost all your trust.
Yeah, you just lost everything for yourself to be able to fucking, have your freedom because you took away innocence of a child. So why should you have your freedom to go back and do what you do?
Whatever you want. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like it
Like,
doesn't.
I promise I'll be good this time. And then
No.
you boom, you do it again. And like, well,
Let's
fuck, you promised,
rehabilitate 'em.
man. What's going on? You
Yeah,
promised.
Yeah, no. Like, there either should be a very, very, very bad punishment for those people or death. Like, and I feel.
Well, honestly, that's what I'm saying. A very bad punishment. We can't just take everything to death. Like,
I guarantee you a lot of fucking people won't do it if there's a death on penalty.
What are you
on the
talking
line.
Look,
about?
child molester in prison.
what are
he's
you
getting
talking
murdered
about?
One way or the other.
Murderers. People murder people, shoot up schools, and that's you there's a good chance you're gonna get the death penalty.
Yeah, for the
Well,
most
yeah.
part.
So I mean, and people still do it. So like, it's like you can't
It's
really
not
say
sending
that.
a message. It's a. I wouldn't think it's sending a message because you're right. People are still gonna do it. It's just so you hurry up and eliminate them. Hopefully
Yeah.
they'll like you know what I mean.
Because there's always
Start
gonna
taking
be
care of these problems.
before
quickly.
it happens.
Not that too. That is
I
the
mean,
big
like
one.
keep an eye because like the one guy that just shot up the school. I get them all confused because there's been so
Was it
many.
the school officer didn't go inside or something? Is that
or
what you're talking about?
something. No. The kid was showing signs of distress.
Oh yeah,
Like,
they
he
actually
was
reported him to the
flashing
FBI.
Guns. Yeah, reported to the FBI.
And
And,
the
you're
FBI
telling me they
blew it
didn't
off.
red flag that dude?
They didn't.
Blew it off. And
Some
next,
other student that he was talking to online through a blog, and he was telling him, I was like, yeah, I'd shoot up the school or something like that. And the dude reported him. This was like
Yeah.
months before it
but
happened.
it should be red flag. You should watch that dude. Like,
And the guy called, like, emailed the FBI and was like, hey, there's this fucking kid.
So I feel like when that happens, you should be taken out of that public setting completely.
yeah, and you should be
Oh,
put
yeah.
into some sort of
Like if you should.
Institution.
Rehabilitation at that point would be okay.
because
Yeah.
you're young. Like because
You can
teenagers,
get it out of your head before you actually
Yeah.
do it. Once you commit that, there's no
There's no turning back.
there's-
As soon as that first shot's fired, man. Like even if you didn't hit anybody, your intention was to go there and kill multiple people, and you shot that first shot, and then you shoot that shot, and you're like, oh shit, what am I doing wrong?
But that's my thing with school shooting. Like if these teachers hear of a threat like that or something, like
It
there
should be taken
there's-
extremely
yeah, that kid should
seriously.
be completely taken out of that school. He should be put in a private setting, and he needs to be worked with one-on-one. And that
it's like
it
the
just-
same premise.
And
with
then
the,
he needs to be watched. Just
Yeah.
watched.
Yeah.
And then people who are joking about it, then they wouldn't joke about it.
no.
Probably, yeah, you're right.
Well, it's like a teenager talking about suicide. I feel like they take that a lot more seriously than someone. I mean, suicide's a horrible thing, but it's like,
yeah, I think it's because I feel like it's more common.
yeah. But I mean, if
There's a
someone's
lot more
talking about a
common.
fucking school shooting, you're not gonna pay as much attention to that versus, like they put so much attention on like. if-
Maybe. It probably, well, first off, it depends on the facility, depends on the
Yeah.
individuals in the facility. But I
Yeah.
think suicide's a way more common
occurrence.
topic among
Yeah, teenagers. But
teenagers
regardless,
than hurting others are.
both,
think it
but
mostly
both are
comes-
detrimental. And I'm just saying,
Yeah.
like, one shouldn't get. There shouldn't be like standards. Like one gets this much attention. I think they should have equal attentions, equal fucking observatives, and like help them. Like there should be help put out for both scenarios. There shouldn't be a fucking statute of limitations on one to versus like the kind of help that you receive if you're talking about suicide or fucking
Killing somebody else.
genocide. Literally
Yeah.
like genocide, So it's
Yeah, I mean, if like before that act takes place, if you can catch it and
red
rehabilitate him
flag
before
that
him,
shit.
the
Yeah.
rehabilitation is probably going to work better if
Well,
you catch him
because you're a
before he commits an
teenager.
act.
Yeah, you're a
Even if you're not,
teenager.
like if you got like a 40-year-old man who wants to do it.
And it's like you just had a bad day and you're like, I'm going to shoot up a fucking school, And it's just like if you caught it,
He can
before-
either he'll either be rehabilitated, or he won't. If he's not, then you just take further,
precaution.
further actions.
Yeah.
But that's crazy.
Sad.
What
Yeah.
else? Huh?
I was just saying, yeah, it's just a hard topic.
It is a
to
hard-
touch on with everybody who has different.
And I get
views
what
on
you're
it.
saying. You couldn't be that person to make the decision.
But someone got to be.
There's got somebody. There's
Someone has
it's
to
a
be.
necessity.
It is, especially in today's world. Like the world we live in today is so evil and so sadistic.
I'm not too big on that because I mean, like murder rates and rape rates actually haven't changed over the last 50 years. Do you know that?
But I mean, like, do you just see so much hatred like nowadays? Like, there's
Sometimes, yeah, but
yeah, it's the world's fucked up.